Hello there, this is Icy Tooney here with my very first League of Legends video. And the goal with this video is to provide a very brief introduction of myself and my experience with this game, and also to give kind of a general overview of this game in general, while trying my best to commentate what's going on and keeping things interesting for the length of this video, which is quite long, a lot longer than any other video I have done. So hopefully this is going to be a learning experience for me, so hopefully I can keep it entertaining for those who are listening. So starting off with myself, most of you guys, probably all you guys, seeing as how this is my first League of Legends video, know me from my TF2 days, and I should probably just point out right off the bat that those days are over. So for those who kind of just wanted to hear an announcement or something about TF2, I should say right off the bat, so I don't waste your time, that that's not going to be happening. I don't think ever. I think I'm pretty much done with that game. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people are mad about that, but you know, I've moved on, and what I've moved on is to this game. So I've been playing this game for about a year or so now, and currently I have risen the ladder, I should say, to about 1830 elo. So that is my ranking right now. Who don't know what elo is, you don't really have to worry about it, but for those who are interested, that's the highest it's actually been. And I kind of told myself once I get to 1800 elo I would find myself qualified enough in my own eyes, at least, to start releasing videos of this game. And what you're watching right now is a post-game commentary. I'm playing as Ryze in this game, that blue, or that, I should call him purple. I think that's more of a purple. It is a purple guy with a scroll, playing in the mid lane here. And this is a post-game commentary, like I said, so I'm not playing right now. I didn't really want to do any in-game commentaries. I thought that'd be a little bit awkward my first time off. But that's what's happening right now. This is not really the style of video that I wanted to release. What I really want to do is commentate other people's games, you know, showcasting, you know, watching more professionals play this game and just commentating that. I think that'd be probably the most enjoyable experience for me, and I think League of Legends does need more shoutcasters in the community, so I do want to fill that void, but unfortunately with the resources that the game developer Riot has released so far, I cannot do that on a reasonable scale, seeing as how there is no real replay system. There is a spectator mode, but unless I'm known in the community and people actually invite me to their games, I'm not really allowed to watch, so that's not really the best situation for me, and I'm actually going to die here. No, I'm not. I flashed away just in time there. Kennan's doing a lot of harass early on. So that's what I want to do, and if Riot does release, let's say, a good replay system, that's probably the videos you're going to see me release. But for now, you're stuck with me playing normal games and me doing some post-game commentary on that. So that might change again, but I just thought I would point that out. So now getting into this game, what's currently happening right now, I am playing as Ryze, and Ryze is a mage, but he's kind of an interesting mage. Most mages build or scale off of ability power. Ability power is what makes all your spells stronger. Ryze scales off of mana, and because he does that, it kind of allows him to do a very interesting build with all the gold you've acclaimed after killing minions, after killing champions. You can go to the shop and build items that give you different stats. So one of those stats is ability power, which is good for mages, but I'm going to be building a lot of mana items, because as you get more mana, Ryze also's abilities get more strong. So not only can I spam more spells with more mana, my skills get stronger, and that makes him really, really devastating, and that is why he's actually one of the best champions in the game, because a lot of mana items as well have a lot of tanky characteristics. So if I get a frozen heart, it gives me armor and mana, which is just a gruesome combination for Ryze. And right now we're actually going to try to kill this cannon here. Renekton ghosts in there, gets the stun off. I'm able to get a snare and a few Qs in, and we are able to get the kill there. Renekton was able to do the job. So was that first blood? I think that might have been first blood. So very good job there. And who you saw come into my lane, that alligator guy, for those who don't know who he is, that is Renekton, and he is our jungler. Renekton's usually not a jungler. He usually stays in lanes, but junglers' jobs, especially early in the game, are to disrupt lanes and set up kills for your own teammates. So that's what that Renekton did. He did it perfectly. He came from the wild jungle where he's killing creeps, came into my lane, helped him get the kill. I got an assist, so I still get some gold, and now I am ahead of this cannon, and it allows me to do some cool things here. So in this laning phase, what you usually see, there are 3 different lanes. They just got a kill there, which is unfortunate. But top lane is a 1v1 lane. Mid lane, which is this lane you see right now, is a 1v1 lane. Bottom lane, however, is a 2v2 lane. And each lane kind of has champions that certain champions that go into each lane and the jungle. So top lane is usually for more mobile champions. Or tankier champions. Top lane is very, very susceptible to jungle ganks, so that's why you want to be mobile, tanky, so you can kind of avoid that. There are some exceptions. There are some champions that are good in top lane just for their own reasons, but that is usually a good general formula to be like, can this champion work top lane? Is if he can move around very quickly or get away, and if he is just naturally tanky. Mid lane is usually more for mage champions, for bursty champions, and that fits Ryze perfectly, hence why I'm in the mid lane. He can actually also top lane because he is rather tanky, but I'm going to just stick in the mid lane. And then bottom lane is for a support champion, so like a healer, a shielder, whatever, and also your AD carry, which is a champion that scales extremely well late game, but early game usually has a few issues, so that's why they're stuck with a support. So that is the general metagame, and you're not going to see that change for a while right now. It's been like that for what, been like 5-6 months it's been like that. Before there used to be like roamers and stuff, so not only with the jungle ganks, there would be roamers that would gank, but that was kind of quickly overturned by the new support metagame. So that's what you're going to see for the most part. And if you don't do that, that's when the nasty community comes in and starts calling you a troll and says to report you and all that stuff. So maybe I guess some people want me to talk about that. The community in this game is a little bit unforgiving. If you have never played this game and you're just going to start off, beware. I should tell you that straight off. It actually doesn't change even like once you start playing ranked games and get to a higher elo. People flame, people troll, people do all these things, but you just have to get over it. I know myself, I've gotten really, really frustrated with this game. I'm not perfect. I've called people very, very mean things over the internet. I have been trying to stop that very much, and you're not going to see me do that in stream or in my commentaries at all. But, like, actually, yeah, I'm going to die right now. So right now it could be like, noob, why did you stay at the tower? You're so bad at this game, GTFO. Like, those are some comments you will actually hear in game. And one way to still kind of enjoy it, because that is a very big hurdle that you have to kind of overcome to get into this game, is just have laughs about it. Like, that doesn't mean troll back at people who are mad at you. You know, you can always ignore them, or you can just be just ignore them. That's really the best way to deal with it. But I'm guessing if I do create videos, I'm not really sure in this game if there's a lot of flaming going on. But it is actually pretty funny, and you get some pretty cool stories just by playing with people who are just wonderful in every way, shape, and form. So right now you got a brief glimpse of what's going on bottom lane. There's 2 AD carries, 2 supports. Mid lane, we're actually getting a gank here from Renekton again, doing his stun. He has red buff, and he's actually not able to kill that Rumble, which is unfortunate. But still, wasted Rumble's flash, which is one of the summoner spells. I don't think I've talked about summoner spells right now as I'm harassing that Kennen with all my skills. Actually, I should probably get into Ryze's skills. I don't think I've talked about that. Ryze's skill set is not very exciting. That is kind of the downside for me. Having my first video as Ryze. Ryze is not the most exciting champion. He is one of the most useful champions, but not the most exciting. His Q spell fires a pink glowing ball at an enemy. It scales off of mana, and it does some decent damage, but the cool thing about it has a very short cooldown, so again, he's a spammy champion. My W is somewhat a short snare, so it kind of keeps someone in place where I can just keep wailing on them. It helps enemies or my own team wail on someone, and it's a form of crowd control, which is very useful. Any champion that has crowd control is generally very useful. My E is a blue bouncing orb that lowers magic resist every time it hits someone. See there, you just saw my snare, which is my W spell. Usually I'm going to be referring to spells as QWE. That's just the key that they are on. I don't really remember every spell's name, so I could say, oh, he's using his his rune prison or something, but it's a lot easier for me to say W. At least for now. I should probably get better at that if I want to get into shoutcasting. I'm not really sure why I'm not harassing this Kennen back. You see Kennen is attacking me. He has 4 different spells. I'm actually going to flash it onto this Kennen and try to get my full combo off, and he barely gets away there. I probably should have played that a little bit better. He got the stun on me, so that's why you kind of saw me stop attacking there for a brief second. But he was barely able to get away. A bit of a misplay by me, but still his flash is down, and that means I can be a little bit more aggressive on him, and he has to play a lot more passive now. So a mini victory, but it could have been a giant victory, because champion kills are usually worth about 300 gold. Minion kills are worth about 20 gold. You can see it on the screen every time I kill a minion. So champion kills are always wonderful. It makes, not only does it give you gold, it makes them have to respawn for about 20 seconds, meaning they're missing out on minion gold, and it allows you to take objectives and stuff like that. So one thing I have not talked about at all are the objectives in this game, and I'm just literally going through a long list of things that I should talk about, and hopefully I get through a bunch of them. Hopefully this isn't too like boring for those who are already experienced with this game, but I thought I'd go over it at least. You know, it can't hurt. In each lane you see towers. Each lane actually has 3 different towers associated with them, all at different levels of the map. So this tower, which you see right now, which is actually killing minions, has a health bar. It is a little bit, it's about 75% right now. And towers are really what's keeping me from going like Rambo style on this Kennen and running into the Kennen and like just trying to kill him from full health, because he can always get away and get to the confines of his tower, which protect him. Because if he would attack me in this tower range, the tower would start attacking him, and towers do a lot of damage early in the game. Later in the game, they don't do quite as much as people get more tanky and get more health and all that stuff. But early in the game, it's really hard to tower dive someone, so that's why I am very, very safe here. I'm just going to try to dodge all those ninja stars that Kennen tries to throw at me, and just pretty much farm as much as I can. And farming is probably the most useful skill in this game for you to learn. And farming is really what separates just an average player from a good player. There's a lot of things that separate a good player from a great player, but I think that's the main thing, is being able to get as much gold as you can in laning phase, because that it always snowballs into the later game. So even having like 10 more farm than your enemy can have a major significance in the gameplay. And right now I'm actually getting tower dove, so Kennen is going to get some shots on me. I do get stunned there, but he is at extremely low health. And like I said, those towers are very deadly early game, so he's not going to be able to escape there. But that's a typical tower dive. The jungler came up top. I was at the tower, and fortunately we were able to get a kill there. I don't know if Lee Sin died there. I don't remember. But still, I think it was a 1-for-1 trade, so nothing too bad happening. So right now, what am I trying to build? My items, I have level 1 boots. Boots are always good. They make it go faster. I have a Catalyst, the Protector, which gives me health and mana, so it is a very good tanky item. It also replenishes my health every time I level up. The Tear of the Goddess gives me mana every time I use a spell, so that is one of the best mana getting spell or items in the game. That's why I got it extremely early. And right now I think I'm going to be building to maybe a Frozen Heart. So because Ryze scales off of mana, every mana, or what is it? Oh, I don't know what the scaling is for him, but the more mana I have, the stronger my spells become. And he's really weird in that sense, again, because most mages scale off of something called ability power, which is another thing you can build off of. But Ryze builds off or scales off of mana, so that means I can build him extremely tanky, because a lot of mana items also have a lot of tank qualities with them. So not only am I getting mana from the Catalyst, the Protector, I'm also getting health, making him more tanky, and that just makes him a very interesting mage. It makes him a really good mage because he is kind of more of a bruiser type mage. And so yeah, I'm going to be building pretty much every item that has mana associated with it, and it is going to get ridiculous how strong I get late game. Spoiler alert. Of course, because this is my first video, I wanted to impress all you guys with my crazy normal game pub stomp, I don't know what you want to call it, skills. I'm kind of being sarcastic in that way, but of course I'm going to have a good game here. I think that's just a given here. And Lee Sin jumped over the wall there, you saw, and I am there to meet him, and now I have a double buff, which is quite wonderful. Kennen is going to come in here, harass me, which is not the greatest idea. Renekton's going to spin in, he gets his stun off, but Kennen has to flash away. So very good job there by my team, you know, backing me up there. That was not the greatest situation for me to be there, kind of between Baron and the Kennen, but I was able to get away. And I don't think I've talked about too much more about these towers here. Actually, Rumble's gonna flash away there. Tryndamere came there. Tryndamere has one of the better slows in the game, and that's why Rumble was running away so slowly. Tryndamere used his slow, and he actually had to flash there. So right now, objective-wise, again, nothing has really happened. You see a lot of farming. Now is the point where it's more in the mid-game. And mid-game is where you're going to see a lot more ganks happen, like we are doing right now. I'm waiting in this bush for this Kennen. I know he's going to come. Let's see if we're going to be able to get the kill there. Renekton gets his stun off. A very good job by him before Kennen was able to move away with his E-spell. So now that it is mid-game, we're going to be more focused on getting objectives like towers, because if you take down towers, I think everyone on your team gets 150 gold. It's either 150 or 190 gold. There are also like giant minions in this game. There's Dragon and Baron. Baron was that guy that you saw before. I'm not going to be talking about that too much until later in the game. But there's also a Dragon that spawns on the bottom side of the map, and if your team kills Dragon, you get 190 gold. So right now you saw, I think bottom mid lane a tower went down. I got 150 gold or 190 gold, not sure. And I'm going to be pushing this lane to tower, letting the tower hit the minions while I'm going to be attacking the tower soon enough. There we go. So now I'm starting to attack the tower, and you see the tower does have a lot of health. So it's going to take me a while. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it this time, but it will slowly go down. Oh, there we go. And right now you saw Kennen move in there, and I am getting to that point where I'm starting to get very strong. You see I have a lot of health now. I actually have a lot of gold from killing minions and killing champions. So I'm going to back. No, I'm not going to back here. Actually, Kennen is in a rough situation. I'm going to try to kill him here. I get the snare off here, and I am starting to tag him a little bit. I think if he comes back, I'm going to flash onto this for sure. I don't really remember this game. This was about a month ago, but right now would be a good situation. Yeah, there we go. I do flash on him, and he is going to die for sure. So yeah, that Kennen was being very, very greedy, I would say. That's one of the things where you have to realize when it's good to back up to your base and when it's good sometimes to stay. The reason he stayed there is he did not want to lose out on experience. He did not want his tower to go down, so he stayed, and he thought he could just harass from far away, maybe heal up a little bit and stay in lane. But because I did have my flash up, I was able to kill him there. And gaining levels there. You saw me level up my W. I leveled up my Q spell first, my W spell second, and then my E spell last. Your ultimate is the spell that is on the R button, and ultimates are usually cool spells. I haven't really talked about Ryze's ultimate because it's not very interesting at all. But the ultimate spell you can level up starting at level 6, at level 11, and level 16, and then the other spells you can level up in any order, with a few weird exceptions, whatever. I should point out that every champion has an ultimate spell, which is usually extremely powerful, and a lot of the time it's kind of the spell that encompasses that champion and determines its playstyle. Like that Tryndamere in the middle there, who's that barbarian guy, which you see, his ultimate makes it so that he pretty much cannot die for like what, 5-6 seconds. So even if he is at like 0 health, he will not die for 5-6 seconds, and that's kind of what makes him such a nuisance in this game. So right now I'm going to be warding. Wards are items that you can buy that show you different parts of the map, and we are going to be taking down this dragon. So dragon is one of the objectives I was talking about. That's going to give us 190 gold, and because of that, everyone on your team gets stronger. So getting things like dragon and tower are extremely crucial to your team's overall success. Because like getting kills for yourself, of course, very, very useful, but getting towers, like that's 190 global gold, or dragon 190 global gold is very, very strong, and it's usually enough to snowball yourself into later game if you get a few more dragons than the other team. So now this is getting a lot more different than what you saw early game. Early game it was 1v1, now everyone is starting to group up, and we're starting to try to push the towers and try to do a little bit of harass here. It looks like we're actually all going to back and spread out right as I say it. Damn you. I'm going to actually appear into our jungle, and Renekton is going to give me this blue buff. Every so often, minions like this spawn, and they give you buffs. Blue buff pretty much gives me infinite mana regen, so I can spam my spells as much as I want without having to run out of mana. And then it also gives me 20% cooldown reduction on all my spells. Not sure what that Kennen was doing. He probably just didn't have his flash. What is this Tristana doing? Yeah, bad move by that Tristana there. Yeah, we're going to kill that Tristana for sure. Renekton does go down, so it was not all for naught, but this Alistar is also going to go down. He pops his ulti, which gives him a lot of damage reduction. Rumble comes in here. Here is the first team fight of the game. I am focusing the Alistar for some stupid reason. I should probably be trying to stop that Rumble there. Rumble is going to go down to our Graves. Am I able to get the Q off? I do get the Q off, so I did get the kill there. And then Lee Sin is the last one on their team. Hopefully I can get there. I do not have my flash up, so I cannot flash after him. But there you saw a team fight, and team fights are really what make this game so much fun. Where later in the game you kind of get to strut your stuff. You got to be like, hey, I did really good early game. Look at me in these team fights, and I can start dominating. So it's always fun to see how your teams mesh together, like how different spells go together. Like it's really cool just to see the different combinations that you can use with your team, and it's just a really fun part about this game. And right now this Graves is getting wrecked currently by Kennen and Tristana, but fortunately enough I am strong enough to back him up and snare that Tristana in place, and then just start pummeling her with my pink Orbs of Doom, which is on my Q spell. And at this point in the game I have about 40% mana cooldown reduction. So my Q is up like every 1.5 seconds. I'm not quite sure. Also his passive ability makes it so his spells do less cooldown every time you use something. But really what you should know about Ryze, if you don't know about him, he's one of the champions that's one of the spammiest champions. He's one of the tankiest mage champions, and he's just one of the most annoying champions to deal with if you're on the other team. So I have got two very, very tanky items in a Banshee's Veil and a Heart of Gold. So Banshee's Veil gives me magic resist and spell shield, so that helps with other mages, of course. Magic resist, you should probably be able to make that connection. Frozen Heart gives me armor, which pretty much defends me against auto attack champions. And now I'm going to be working my way up to level 2 boots. So kind of general, I got my level 2 boots late, or I'm getting them pretty late. But I thought it was pretty important to get my Banshee's Veil and my Frozen Heart earlier, which, you know, I probably could have done a little bit differently, but it's working pretty well for me right now. So right now my team is in the bottom of the map, kind of on their side of the map, but they're going to be coming here to gank. So as you can see, I'm trying to bait as much as I can. I think it's kind of a sad bait there, but I'm actually going to start initiating this. I pop my ultimate, which are those big AoE orbs, which you see. And here is another team fight. Rumble is going to pop his ulti, trying to kill the Renekton. They're all focusing the alligator dude there, which is not the best decision here. I am all alone with this Lee Sin. Am I going to be able to take him down? I'm pretty sure Lee Sin is going to be able to kill me. Actually, I do get to my tower, so he does not decide to dive me. We do get a bunch of kills, so my team doing the cleanup act. And that was more of I think a bad choice, a focusing choice by the other team there. They started to focus our Renekton, who is somewhat tanky, and then Lee Sin kind of just ignored his own team and what they were doing just to attack me. So that might have been a good thing because it kind of took me out of the fight, but he didn't really manage to do too much. Renekton is able to finish off the kill on that Lee Sin, and right now what you're seeing is this game snowballing, and I'm going to use that term a lot. Snowballing just means like a little event that happens early on, like let's say I get a couple kills early in lane, that can snowball into late game where I'm significantly stronger than the other team. And that's kind of what the term snowballing is. I'm pretty sure I did not describe that correctly, but that's how I'm going to use it. So for the most part, that's what's happening, and I'm going to be appearing here into the top lane to finish off with this farm. Wow, I've been talking for about, what has been, 23 minutes. So this has been once again quite interesting. Hopefully I've kept it decently entertaining. I'm glad now later in the game here there are more team fights for me to talk about. But yeah, I think it's gone alright so far anyway. What you saw there, I popped my ultimate. My ultimate is only on a 30-second cooldown. And what my ultimate gives me, each of my spells do some AoE damage, and it also gives me Spell Vamp. And Spell Vamp is another stat, like mana, like ability power, but Spell Vamp gives you health back for every spell you use. So let's say I do 100 damage to someone with a spell, and I have 20% Spell Vamp, I'll get like 20 health back, generally. So that's what it gives me, and that's why I'm going to be popping my ultimate a lot, just to heal myself, and I'll spam on minions and kill minions. But it's not really the greatest ultimate in the world, but Ryze does not need like a crazy ultimate that teleports me around the map, because I'm just so strong with just spamming my spells over and over and over and over again. I should probably throw like another over and over, because I just spam all day. I love spammy champions actually. Like there's few champions that are more burst oriented. There's few champions that are more DPS oriented. And with 93 different champions, you can see all the variety that there can be. And with a new champion releasing every 2 weeks, it's just a lot of fun to play all the champions you can and play them in different play styles just because it's awesome to do new things. Right now we are going to be converging now on Dragon. So Dragon spawns every 6 minutes. I think we got the last, I don't know if we got the last 2 dragons or just the last dragon. Once again, 190 gold, yay for us. I don't think the other team is going to be able to contest this. A lot of the time you see fights break out at Dragon, just because you don't want to let the other team just run up to Dragon and kill them. So that's where a lot of the mid to early game team fights happen, is at the first time someone goes after Dragon. So it's a very common a common place to fight. And right now, kind of roaming now at the bottom of the map, taking the enemy's jungle. We have a decent warding situation here at the bottom of the map, and that's what supports are usually stock up on. Supports, I don't think I've bought enough wards game. I don't know if I've bought any wards this game, but it's always good to buy wards just to see where the enemy team is. And right now we are going to be converging onto this bottom lane. Am I able to get a snare off? No, I am not. But we are going to try to take down this tower, and they're going to do their best to defend it. So right now, am I going to try to harass this cannon? Do I get the snare off? I pop my ulti, do some decent AoE damage. I'm kind of just ramboing into them, but you can just see how strong I am. I do not care. They were starting to beat on me a little bit, but with all the tanky items I have, I'm still at like 75% health, which is quite a bit. And tower dive time, Tryndamere does run at them. He gets his slow off, but we are going to back away. Kennen, I think, was looking for an opportunity to ult us all there, and that's something I really have to look out for, because Kennen's ultimate is very devastating. I'm able to catch the Rumble, not in the right situation there. Kennen ulties, he's going to flash away. We're just going to rambo at him, run at him. I flash in there. I'm going to snare and stun the Tristana there, able to get the kill on the Tristana. Alistar got his ult off, which, like I said before, gives some damage reduction, so he did not die there. Lee Sin on their team is actually split pushing top. You can see on the top of the mini-map, but that's not the best situation there for him, because I am, again, beating away at this cannon. Am I able to get the snare off? Yes, I do, right before he gets onto those stairs, because those stairs are usually safety, because not only do they give him, like, crazy amount of health regen, if I run onto the stairs on the enemy's team, I get hit by a giant laser of death that kills me in, like, less than a second. So right now, Alistar is actually trying to attack this, and we are going to burst him down. Are we able to do it? No, we cannot. Rumble's going to go in there and ult us. That giant fire line is what Rumble does. And I'm actually going to have to back here. Am I going to try to kill this? I should probably try to snare him. I do snare the Rumble. I am a man, even though I was at low health. I probably could have saved that Soraka. I was being somewhat selfish there. I didn't really have to worry too much about the Rumble. I don't think he can do too much of me if I'm at like a decent range from him. But I still was able to get the kill there. Unfortunately, Soraka might be a little bit mad at me there. So right now, what am I building? I finished off my Tear of the Goddess. I turned that into an Archangel Staff. So if you don't know, the items that I built, a lot of the early game items that I got, like a Catalyst, a Tear of the Goddess, they build into stronger items later in the game. So there's always, it's like ingredients to a recipe, and there's no downside to buying the items early in the game. Like, you don't lose any gold efficiency at all or whatever. So that's why I built in that Archangel Staff from a Tear of the Goddess, and that's why you saw that Tear of the Goddess disappear. So right now, when I'm what, 13-2 or something, I can't really see. The quality that I'm looking at is not great. Another thing that I'm hoping is the quality is fine. So if someone wants to comment on that, that'd be greatly appreciated. I guess I can watch it myself. But right now, we're actually initiating on to this Lee Sin and Kennen. Kennen is extremely slow because of Tryndamere. I'm going to try to snare the Kennen. I snare the Rumble instead. Rumble is very squishy at this point. And you see how quickly he goes down. Rumble's not a champion who generally builds too many tank items, so we were able to get a lot of damage on him, and now we're getting chased, which is, I don't know if this is the greatest situation for the enemy team, because we're still stronger. So I'm going to get the snare onto Alistar. Alistar does get the ult off, and now the super slow from Tryndamere. Tryndamere is just going to be able to wreck his team. Kennen gets in there, and he's going to ult us down. I got to get the snare onto the Kennen and stop him from doing anything. Tristan, actually no, that was Graves who plunged out of there, so good job by Graves there. I'm going to trace after this Tristana. Tristana flashes away, and now it's time to do the cleanup work, and this should probably be no problem. This Renekton might die here from the Lee Sin. Lee Sin's just going balls out for the Renekton. He's able to kill him, but I'm going to be finishing off that Lee Sin. So, you know, a few deaths on my team, but I'm stronger, so hey, I get to take all the glory, even though my team did, I don't know if I'd say most of the work, but a lot of the work, and they kept me safe. You know, they distracted the enemy team and let me do my stuff, and because I am so fed right now, I've snowballed so hard. Really, like, I can probably 3v1 their enemy team at this point, just because I have so many more items, and I'm just so tanky. So, right now what we're getting is more of a base inhibitor, or a base tower. And what this tower leads to is that interesting building, which now just popped up. I'm going to actually try to kill this Rumble after he ulted us. But now because we got that tower, something called an inhibitor is now up for us to kill. I'm actually in a bad situation here. Tristan's going to jump at me. I'm going to try to kill her. Am I going to try? I'm just waiting for this Tristan. Tristana might be dead here, actually. Yeah, that was not a good situation for her. Towers, if you kill them, you just get gold, and your lane can push out a little bit more. If you kill an inhibitor, inhibitors spawn super minions on your team, which just deal a lot more damage, are really, really tanky, which you're probably going to see later in the game. But that's like that's one of the other buildings that we can kill. So right now, pings are going out on the minimap, and pings are going down to, I think, Dragon and Baron. So I haven't talked about Baron at all in this game. Baron is the toughest, I guess, mini boss on this map, and it's a mini boss that if you kill it, it gives everyone 300 gold, I do believe, and it also gives everyone a bunch of stats, which just make you extremely strong. But Baron itself is very strong, so that's why we can't like go like at level 6 and be like, hey, everyone group up and do Baron. We would get absolutely destroyed by Baron. But now that we're all at like level 18 and we have a lot of items, we can Baron quite easily. So right now, Graves is just chilling in the enemy's jungle there. Trying to steal blue buff, but he runs away. Pings are going down on to Dragon here. I don't know if we're going to do Dragon or Baron. We should probably do Baron at this point in time. But that's no big deal. So now I'm just running down to this mid lane. Renekton is going to be taking down Dragon. So if we do fight here, it's going to be a 4-on-4. And this is, again, where a lot of issues happen with your team. One person on your team thinks you're supposed to do one thing. Other people think you can do another thing, and you split up and you lose. But at this point, we're just so strong, I don't think it really matters. Graves is pummeling away at this Alistar. Alistar pops his ultimate, and I should probably be able to get the snare on the Alistar. Am I going to flash? No, I decided not to use my flash. So I probably could have flashed onto that Alistar and killed him, but I was like, it's not worth it. I'd rather be here and save my flash for later time. And it seems like another team fight is going to break out here. Rumble does ult, and we're able to take down everyone extremely quickly, and I'm going to be just cleaning up a lot of kills here. Lee Sin is in a bad position. I'm going to try to protect my AD carry, who is Graves there, and start snaring this Lee Sin. Don't go in there, Graves, so bad decision there by the Graves. Lee Sin is able to get his Q off and finish him off. And is the super mini going to kill him? No, I'm going to be able to finish that off too. So this game is pretty much over, it seems like. The super minions are those giant guys with claws, which you see there. And I'm going to be trying to finish off this Tristana. Tristana does pretty much 0 damage to me, as you can see there. Towers do pretty much 0 damage to me. And I am an unstoppable force, which I like to be in normal games, and I like to brag about all my skills while people are watching me. So yeah, right now, again, just Tristana is in the fountain there, but I'm still trying to wail away at her and kill her before the health regen kicks in, but I'm not able to do that. Rumble is going to be coming after this Soraka. Not the best situation here. Rumble is going to get stunned by Renekton. The cannon ulti goes off, and I am taking a little bit of damage here. I think I got ignited as well. I'm going to be running away. It is a 4v1 situation. I am pretty much screwed here. I'm going to pop my ulti, though, and let's see if I can do enough damage to kill at least a few people here. Rumble's ulti goes down. Yes, I do finish off Kennen there, just barely. I'm healing a little bit, but I am going to be taken down there, so it took 4 of them. Not 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, but 4 of them to kill me. So just for a troll item here, it looks like we're going to build a man immune. And sorry if there was a weird break in the audio. I actually had to go and do something, so I had to pick it up from a little bit of a later date, which is kind of weird, but that's what happens when you're trying to commentate a 36-minute video or whatever. So right now, the last building, after we kill this building, which is called the Nexus here, that has like about 10%, or I'd call it about 20% of its health there. After we kill that, game is over, game is finished. So pretty much at this point in the game, it is going to be too hard for the other team to make a comeback. But kudos to them, they're not surrendering. Every team after 20 minutes has the option to surrender if they think the game is out of hand. Which, the game is out of hand, but they want to keep playing, maybe do another team fight. We just surrender just for fun. Yeah, that was just a troll surrender. But That's the surrender icon if no one's seen that before. But yeah, right now I built a Manamune, which is just a troll item. Manamune actually gives me attack damage, and because I spam so much, I usually don't even have time to auto attack other people. But I think it gave me like 100 attack damage just because of how much mana I had, and that's just ridiculous. So right now we're actually grouping up Baron. I'm actually happy we didn't win because I can show you this giant Baron monster. And Renekton is trying to take it on by himself. He's not going to be able to do that, but I think he's just kind of softening it up a little bit. You see how much damage Renekton's taking. Yeah, Malcolm, I'm not really sure what you were doing. I think he was just trolling. I don't think that I should stop saying trolling. I say trolling about everything. I gotta stop that. But they're actually kind of converging here at Baron, and this is going to be looking like the last team fight here if we do decide to team fight. Again, I'm very strong. I've potted up. You can see how old this video is by the pots that I did use. And right now it looks like the fight is on. Rumble ults, Kennen ults, and they're actually doing a lot of damage here to my team, but not too much to me, so I should hopefully be able to finish them off here. Rumble is going to go down here. Lee Sin is trying to take down her Graves. I'm able to get the last hit Q on him. I do not finish off the pentakill. Actually, I had a triple kill there. I probably maybe could have gone a pentakill, but I wasn't able to get the last hit on champions. And it looks like this is going to be good game. Yeah, we're gonna head on to the Nexus Tower and kill it. You can see how strong those super minions are. They just push through the enemy's minions, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna back just for really no reason, and the game is over. So hopefully I did decent this video. Comment on things, I guess, that you liked, you didn't like, whatever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.